There was this one time I was coming from a therapy session, and I guess I was having a hard day, a tough day, special needs parenting. And I parked the car. I could see my child in this, the mirror that you can see in the back. And I looked at my child, I looked at me, and I guess I started looking inward, and I started feeling sorry for myself. And you know what happens when you do that? And just like that, I started crying. And I'm not talking about sobbing. I'm talking about crazy crying where you're screaming, beating things, throwing things. I was miserable in that car. I was by myself. My name is Maggie. I'm passionate about supporting special needs moms who are raising children on the autism spectrum and any other developmental disability. I'm doing this video because this morning I saw two posts. Two moms had written, about their experience with an autism diagnosis, and honestly, I felt some type of way. I could see myself in their story because I had been them years ago. I knew, the story may not be the same, but the experience, the feelings, I could see myself in that story, and that's why I'm doing this video. And guess what? I do not have any tips today. The only thing I want to say to the parent who is overwhelmed, to that mom who is feeling like they're falling apart, to the mom who is sitting with an autism diagnosis in the house by themselves, I want you to know that, it is okay to feel the things that you're feeling. Sometimes you want to hide the pain. We want to hide the resentment, the anger. I want you to know that it is okay. I mean, you have just been told, given a diagnosis that you didn't expect. Of course, you're shocked. And so it's okay to feel that way. And feeling that way does not make you a bad mom. It does not make you a bad parent. And this is what we don't talk about honestly, that the disability diagnosis is not usually the problem. Sometimes it's the journey behind that label. It's sitting with a child who can tell you they're hungry, can tell you they're sick, they're in pain, they can't go to the bathroom. A 3-year-old who can't feed themselves. And so those are the things that make the journey harder and stressful. And so I want you to give yourself permission. That's the message of this video. Give yourself permission to feel those things. It's okay to get angry. And the resentment, you're not resenting your kid. You love your kid, but like I said, imagine sitting with a 2-year-old who can tell you, Mommy, I need a toast, because they don't have any words. And personally, I experienced that. There was a point where I felt like I could put words. I was like, how can I even put words in their mouth? That's how bad it gets. You truly want to help your child, but you can't. You try to fix things. You feel like you can fix it, but you can't. And this is why I share and I encourage parents as a person of faith, because you have to get to a point where, like I did, I got to a point where I was sick and tired of trying to fix things, making things happen. And I had to let go and let God. And here's what I want you to know. Sometimes you can go to therapy. This is the honest truth. We don't always say that you can go to therapy, you can get those medications, and sometimes they don't always work. And it's very, very stressful. It's a stressful journey because you can get all these recommendations, all these great therapists. And sometimes things don't always work. Like I said, personally, I'd gone to so many sessions, speech sessions, and still, we were still waiting for that moment where we can communicate, we can talk. And so it is possible. And like I said, when you feel some type of way, I want you to know that it is okay. Let's talk about how things get better. And things getting better for me does not mean that, you wake up one morning and the diagnosis is normal and everything is fine. And I'm not saying that cannot happen. It can happen because we have a God who is able to do, the impossible. But when I talk about things get better, I mean, as a parent, you have come to a point where you have dealt with all this madness. You have gone through all these stages of grief. And hopefully you have come to a place of acceptance. And so you're not fighting the things that are happening, but you have, within you have accepted that this is the hand that I've been dealt and that I'm going to be okay. So when I say that things get better, is you have grown from a mom who is just reacting, a mom who is just crying, a mom who is just feeling sorry for themselves, but you have grown. The process have helped you grow. And somewhat you can say that, you know what, maybe, just maybe, God is going to help me. Maybe things are going to work out for my good. Maybe, just maybe, there is hope. That is what I'm talking about. Things do get better. Not because the situation have changed, but you as a parent have grown. You have gone through all these stages. You have gotten angry. You have bargained. You have felt some type of way, depression. All those things, you have been through all those things. And you get to a point where you're like, you know what? This is my God-given gift. And I will be okay. And so you stop fighting what is. And you start believing God for a new path.